Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're gonna dive deep into a case that I know a lot of you have been following. It's the murder of Saurabh Rajput in Meerut.
A very disturbing case.
Yeah, we've got all the notes right here detailing everything. Um, and we just want to kind of pick it apart, figure out what happened, how it happened, and all that.
All right, sounds good. I've got the notes here too,
Oh,
lot to unpack.
So, I guess to start, who are the people involved here?
Yeah, so the victim was Saurabh Rajput, 29 years old, a former merchant Navy officer,
Okay.
married to a woman named Muskan Rastogi.
Okay.
And she, it seems, had a lover named Sahil Shukla.
Oh, okay.
And those are accused.
So it seems like a love triangle gone wrong kind of situation.
It does seem that way.
Yeah.
The notes don't go too deep into like the specific motive or anything like that, but obviously that's a very common factor in cases like this.
Right.
Yeah, so March 4th, 2025, that's when things went really bad.
Oh, okay.
Muskan and Sahil, it's alleged, they drugged Saurabh and then stabbed him to death.
Drugged and stabbed.
Yeah.
Wow.
The drugging part, that suggests they really wanted to make sure he couldn't fight back or anything like that.
Right. I mean, it seems very premeditated.
Yeah, for sure. But this is where the details get really gruesome. They dismembered his body.
Dismembered.
Yeah, into like 15 pieces.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then they hid those pieces in a drum.
In a what?
A drum. Like a big metal drum. And they filled it with cement.
Oh my God. That is insane.
It really is. I mean, talk about going to great lengths to hide a crime.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you wonder, did they plan this whole thing out beforehand or did it just sort of happen in the moment?
Right.
The notes don't really say. But definitely something to think about.
Absolutely. And it's not like they just, hid the body and that was it. They actually went on vacation after to Himachal Pradesh.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
It's like they were trying to pretend everything was normal.
I know. It's almost like a tactic to deflect suspicion.
Yeah.
Act like nothing happened.
Yeah.
But it just makes you think, like, what was going on in their heads the whole time? It's just a really chilling thought.
Totally. And they even used Saurabh's phone to send messages to his family.
Right, to make them think he was still alive.
Yeah. Like, how messed up is that?
That is so messed up. It's like using technology, to weave this whole web of lies.
Right.
It's getting more and more common these days, unfortunately.
It is.
Using tech to, cover up crimes and stuff. It's scary, really.
Yeah, it really is.
But thank goodness, their plan, it unraveled.
Yeah. So the police started investigating.
Mm-hmm.
The notes don't really say why, what tipped them off.
Right.
But eventually they found the drum.
Oh, with the body.
Yeah.
In their apartment.
In Meerut.
Yeah.
Wow.
And of course they arrested Muskan and Sahil.
Charged them with murder and destruction of evidence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the public reaction to all this has been intense.
I bet. I mean, this whole case is it's horrific.
Yeah. When Muskan and Sahil appeared in court, a group of lawyers actually attacked them.
Wow.
Yeah. Just goes to show how much anger and outrage there is over this.
Yeah. And as if this whole situation wasn't crazy enough, there's also this AI-generated video.
Oh, the one with Muskan and a police officer?
Yeah. The notes say it sparked a whole new investigation.
Right. Well, that adds another layer of complexity to it all, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, imagine that. Someone creates a fake video using AI, and it gets tangled up in a murder case.
It's like something out of a movie.
I know, right? It really shows how AI, it's powerful, but it can also be used for, really harmful stuff.
It's scary to think about.
Yeah. And this whole case has been all over the news, understandably so.
Right.
It's the kind of story that grabs everyone's attention,
Yeah. It's just so tragic and twisted.
And it really makes you think about how technology is changing everything, even crime.
Exactly. On one hand, you've got the use of Saurabh's phone to send those fake messages.
Right. And then there's the AI video.
Yeah.
It just shows how criminals are using technology in new and disturbing ways.
Absolutely. But then there's also the personal side of this case, the betrayal, the violence, the breakdown of relationships. It's just heartbreaking.
Yeah, you've got the love triangle, the jealousy, the rage. It's a recipe for disaster, unfortunately.
Right. So to kind of sum everything up, Saurabh Rajput was murdered back on March 4th, allegedly by his wife, Muskan, and her lover, Sahil.
Mm-hmm.
They drugged him, stabbed him, dismembered his body, hid it in a cement-filled drum.
And then tried to cover it all up. The vacation, the fake messages, the whole thing. It's just so disturbing.
It is. And then you've got the public outrage, the attack in court, the AI
It's
video.
like every time you think this case can't get any crazier, something else comes out.
Exactly. And so I guess to our listeners, we have to ask, what do you make of all this? The betrayal, the violence, the way technology is being used, it paints a pretty bleak picture, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. I don't even know what else to say. It's just a
Yeah.
lot to process.
It is. And it makes you wonder, what does this all say about the world we live in today?
That's a really good question. I don't know if I have an answer for that one.
It's definitely something to think about.
It is.
Anyway, that's it for today's deep dive. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you next time.
See?